Welcome back to J&J's Dynasty, right? So this video is going to be about Week 12 waiver wire pickups. Some guys that have been picked up last week and this week, guys who may or may not be out there as far as um, waiver wire pickups. So do me a favor so I can keep creating a little bit of content or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I can take off the channel, maybe get the other Jay in here so we can have some discussions and stuff. But this is what we're looking at as far as waiver wires. We got a little bit of a spreadsheet here that I'm going to go down some stuff. Future one of the in the Dynasty leagues, we just hit the trade deadline. So I did some deadline deals. So I wanted to maybe go over some of those and as to why I made some deals. I was trading just trading some guys who I thought were marginal, trying to get younger, better guys with some upside, right? So that's that. So once again, click subscribe, and hit the button, whatever, the ding thing, in case I ever go live, or J&J Dynasty goes live, right? So basically, let's get into this video here, and we'll hit it right now. All right. So here's some guys that were on the week 11, were picked up, and were picked up for ungodly amounts. One guy was Benjamin, right? He went big time, and I'm a fan of Benjamin. Drafted him last year, followed him. He's finally getting a little bit. He had one nice run. Everybody went crazy with what he was doing, right? Because of one run. Looking at a bid here that he did. Somebody picked him up for $112. He's going to be going back out on the waiver wire because I believe the Cardinals have a bye week coming up, and also, well, he hasn't done a whole lot. But for next year, he's a good guy, a deep stash, because he's getting his feet wet right now. Edmonds, the two backs in front of him are injury prone and stuff like that. So we'll see if they wind up signing a free agent to replace him or drafting somebody. Even if they draft somebody, it might be a year or two before that guy comes through. So might get his chance next year. One other guy that he's been out there for a little while and off and on in some leagues, Darius Slayton. I've been picking him up in leagues just because, if I'm remembering correctly from earlier this year, I looked him up. He's going to be a free agent or he's scheduled to be a free agent after this year. Well, if Galladay's there and Tony's going to be there, if they re-sign Shepard, or if they don't, there may not be enough money for Slayton anyway. So a fresh start for him might be worth grabbing him out on the waiver wire, right? Another guy who I think, a rookie, who could be coming out for week 12. Dez Fitzpatrick. He caught a touchdown last week. I picked him up in one league going into last week because I was following him all preseason and stuff like that. I did draft him in a couple leagues in the rookie drafts. So he is a guy right now to be grabbing and stashing. I would do it this week 12, for the simple fact that he has gotten a couple catches the last couple weeks. He's been activated. He's off the practice squad. He is in a situation where Tennessee's wide receivers aren't doing much. So he could rapidly rise up the scale, wind up being the number 3 wide receiver for the end of the year. And you might have like a Daryl or a Mooney situation with Dez Fitzpatrick going into next year, where he's going to be high in demand. And hopefully he'll be healthy next year and start doing what Mooney's been doing the last couple of weeks, right? With decent quarterback play. A couple guys, young guys that it's not time yet, but be on the lookout for them. Cornell Powell and Tylan Wallace were two guys also I was following pretty closely throughout the preseason. Powell, again, Kansas City has no wide receivers to speak of, besides 2, and one of them is a tight end, right? So with that being said, I was picking up Powell early with that in mind, thinking that maybe the second half of the year he could come on. He's, I believe, on the active roster now. He's off the practice squad also. Tylan Wallace, I thought he'd make more waves, especially beginning of the year, but you know, he's got halfback option, best halfback option player, best halfback with the option to pass, I should say. That's how I should say it. Lamar Jackson, because he's not a quarterback. He's a halfback who throws the ball. Um, that's my take. Get angry at me, whatever. But Tylen Wallace, he could be a lot better if he got some better quarterback play. He's going to slide up the rankings next year with some of the wide receivers clearing out of there. So keep him on your radar, but not yet. Um, some guys who've been out there that I say no to 100% as far as the wide receivers go. Amon-Ra St. Brown, didn't like him coming out as a rookie. Um, Things I read about him, some video that I saw, he wasn't getting separation in college, which is why he did not have the college production that he was supposed to. He was playing, in a good conference with good cornerbacks. Exactly what's happened with him is what I thought would happen, except for specific plays that they run for him. He's not getting open. He doesn't get the separation if he doesn't get the pick, that kind of stuff. So, I mean, yes, he was the number one wide receiver recruit when he came out, but he's not that guy. Randall Cobb's been off and on. I mean, when Rodgers wanted him, hadn't had any big year for 3 years. So what was going to be? Why would he have a big year this year, right? So even though I had him in a couple of leagues, kept over, and I kept trying to peddle him, but nobody would take him. At any rate, Rashad Penny. I mean, that dude. I don't know if he's ever going to be anything. I mean, even as a backup running back, he might finish out his contract here and be done. Anthony Schwartz, I've had shares of him and dropped him and added him and dropped him and added him. I say no. I mean, at this point, Baker Mayfield doesn't have confidence in him. Baker Mayfield can't throw, and there you have it. No on Anthony Schwartz. Now, if you are looking to get into the playoffs and things like that, or are trying to, after the regular season ends, you have the toilet bowl portion of the schedule. A couple sneaky defenses are out there. The Titans right now, if you're looking, they've got good matchups through the end of the regular season. So they're a good pickup at this point because of the matchups. And they may help you win a couple extra games to get you into the playoffs. Now, for my money, one of the sneaky player teams, their defense is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe they play the Redskins, the Giants, and the Redskins the last 3 weeks, the money weeks, right? So that might wind up being a decent pickup. Right now, he's not out there in too many leagues, but he's had an up and down season. Cole Kmet, he is somebody who I think would be somebody to pick up right now. If you don't have him, go get him, right? So he's been putting up some numbers with Fields. Fields is liking him and going after him, and so that's what we're going after, right? So that's what we want. We want the upside. So with Cole Kmet, I say go for him, go get him, right? If he's out there, spend what you want, what you can, what you need to get him. Another guy who has been dropped in a couple leagues that I've noticed is Adam Troutman. I was going to tell you to go get him, but he just went to the IR. He's a great guy. If you can pick him up for $1 or in between weeks, grab him, put him on your IR and stash him, right? A couple other guys tight ends here who are on the come. I like them. I look over them. Donald Parham and Tommy Tremble, two guys to be watching out for, right? So as far as the playoff push goes, if you're looking to get into the playoffs, if you think you are in the playoffs, if you're planning on making a big move. I mean, Cam Newton has been out there. Last week he got picked up in one of the leagues for $51 after the week he had last week. Obviously he's an ad, but he's going to be up and down. So you can't really count on him. So, even for the playoffs for me, he's a meh. I mean, what are you going to get from him? 1 week he's going to be good, 1 week he's not. So that's kind of that. A couple other guys just who have been out there going back and forth. um, that I'm just indifferent to. If you want to take a chance on them, there's two young guys I'm going to mention and two established guys on the same team. Um, I'm just indifferent to them. Tyson Williams, I mean, I am so indifferent to him. I'm to the point where I'm like, no, don't even go with Tyson Williams at this point. He can't beat out three old guys. They cut Bell. He can't beat out Bell. I mean, what's he good for? Next year, he's going to be running back 4 again at best. So that's not a good thing. Keyshawn Vaughn, he may be a sneaky late pick up or late season stash here. But the thing is with him, and the only reason I say that there's upside, he's shown nothing in a year and a half. He is behind a free agent in Fournette and a free agent in Jones. One of my trades here, I picked up a couple shares of Jones at the end, just picking him up and whatever. So Jones is going to be a free agent. Fournette's going to be a free agent. So if both of them leave or one of them leaves, could lead for a larger role for Vaughn next year. So that would be, yeah. I mean, if his role is going to be what Jones's role is this year, you don't really want him either. But hey, you never know. And which leads me to my final two, DJ and Philip Lindsay. I'm sorry, I was going to say Everett Lindsay. I don't know why. With Houston, I think that with them, they're both going to get and start seeing an uptick with their play as far as with Tyrod. Better offense, more opportunities. It doesn't seem like that offensive line can block for anybody, but they should be behind a lot. They should be throwing the ball a lot, which should equal dump downs to one or both of them. And whoever actually takes over that backfield could be worth something down the stretch for a playoff push or into the playoffs. So, but those are some of the guys that I have as far as that goes. That's pretty much what I've been looking at and seeing as far as players who are out there on waivers, right? And that way that there's somebody to take a chance on and the reasons why to maybe take a chance on them. So with that being said, that's where some advice, I guess. I am, like I said, going to be doing a video here in the next week about trade deadline deals that I did on a couple teams leading up to the trade deadline. And that's why I was going to explain what I was doing, because I was doing some stupid things. Giving up a couple of the teams are not good this year. So I'm trying to gain assets because I just bought them this year to propel it into next year. Also open up roster spots for guys to take a chance on to see what they do the rest of this year. And then also, hopefully I added some draft picks and things like that, or capital to make moves to get to the players or the types of players that I want for next year. So that's what I did with that. So I just want to let you know that that's going to be a video that's going to be coming up. I apologize for the video quality. Looks very grainy here from what I'm seeing. I do not like that. It's not what we want at J&J Dynasty, but that's where we're at right now. Getting the information out is a key thing, getting some content up there for you guys. Hopefully you guys can use maybe some of this information for your waiver wires tonight. So it is Wednesday, so week 12. There's going to be players out there. Most of the leagues, there's not much out there. So that's the kind of scary thing. So that's why I do these things. So if you do happen to have these guys in your rosters or available to you, you can add them or you cannot add them for reasons I said. So that's that's out there. And hopefully that this is the type of video that you guys can actually glean a little bit of extra information from, or well, yeah, we'll just say information, because most places they talk about waiver wire picks. They're not in a PPR. They're not in a dynasty. They're telling you to pick up, like I mentioned in the last video, Rashad Bateman 2 weeks ago. Well, in dynasty, Rashad Bateman was a late first round, early second round pick. Nobody had dropped him, so he was not available. So most of the waiver wire content out there is all about standard scoring or PPR scoring, but redraft, not dynasty. So big difference on the guys that are out there. Tried to hit on some of them that should, would, could, and should be out there for you to take a look at. All right. I think at this point I'm gonna probably wrap this video up. Once again, J&J Dynasty. Like, click, share. Put some comments below. Tell me who you want maybe to find out some information about or what we think about said player. So definitely trying to grow the channel. Like, click, share. Until next time, take care. I should use that one more. Huh? Like, click, share. Until next time, take care.